So, today I found myself in Brooklyn because I had some business to take care of with my Eastern Stars Associate Matrons meet and greet meeting today. So, there was a lot of traffic detouring because there's festivals going on in Brooklyn today, and in Manhattan it's Harlem Day, and they're also having these KKK demonstrations and all of that foolishness. So I hope everybody's safe. But anyway, since I was out here and I got all turned around, I know the area because I grew up here. So I decided to take Gates Avenue all the way down to Broadway and turn down Rockaway and go and see my old stomping grounds. So I turned down the block and here I am. So I grew up basically in Brooklyn, and when we moved to Brooklyn from the Bronx, when my parents separated, we lived here on Bainbridge Street in Brooklyn. And so I'm going to turn the camera around and I'm going to show you all my house. If I can do this correctly. Well, if not, it's that building there, 600 Bainbridge Street. Okay, that's where I used to live. That's where we grew up. And I went to school in Bedford-Stuyvesant, but we lived in Ocean Hill, Brownsville. And so, I wanted to share that with everybody. Just, reminiscing, it's nostalgic to see, the old neighborhood. They've, done a lot of work to improve it. And maybe you can see it better from behind me. So it's that little house there with the red. We didn't have steps outside like most of the houses on the block did. We were just straight, from the street behind the gate. But we used to hang out that window on the third floor there, and all of the kids on the block would gather on the steps next door, right there where all the pretty flowers are. That was Mr. McClary's house, and he was the president of the Block Association. And all the kids on the block would hang out there in the evening after the sun was down, and we would hang out the window and put the radio to the window, and we would all sing along to the songs. Me and my brothers and sisters hanging out of that window, which was my mother's bedroom, when she was at work. And everybody would be on those steps, and we'd sing and we'd laugh and we'd joke, and everybody's parents knew where they were. At one time, we counted, there was like 380 kids that lived on this block, just on this little block alone between Rockaway and, oh my goodness. Wow, I can't even remember the name of the street. I'm right here, right? But anyway, just on this block, on the both sides of all the houses, back in the 70s, through the 80s, and there were like 380 kids living on this block, and we played. We had block parties. It was a very middle-class household, middle-class area. Everybody worked. Parents worked, rather. And we all went to school. The PS 73 was up the street on Rockaway Avenue. There was another school down the block here, but that wasn't the district school. I didn't go to the district school because my parents put me in IGC classes based on my test scores back in the day at the time. And so I had to go to school in Bedford-Stuyvesant because the schools in Ocean Hill, Brownsville didn't have any IGC classes for me at the time. So I ended up going to 262, which was on Halsey and Macon Place, which I think off of Reed Avenue. And I think that it is Malcolm X Boulevard now, I believe. So anyway, this is where I grew up. This is how I grew up. We like I said, we played, and there was a supermarket up the street. You can get the key food, you get your groceries, and the laundromat was around the corner. The liquor store is on the corner, it's still there. And the deli that I worked at when I was underage. I was 9 years old, and I had a job at the deli around the corner. Because I was tall enough to reach the cash register and everything, so I would go around the corner there and work and get a couple of dollars. So anyway, I loved it. I loved living over here. It was a nice block. My best girlfriend, Pauline, she lived a few doors down. And my other girlfriend, Gwen, and Darlene, they lived a couple of houses down that way. And we would all hang out at each other's homes and, play together and dance. And we had a singing group, the Electrolytes, and we used to, perform at the block parties and things like that. And it just was a great childhood, But since I was here and I wanted to check out the neighborhood, see how things are. I haven't been down here in years, but like I said, just a nice middle class community, nice houses, both sides of the street. And here, it was a great place. It was a great place to grow up, and I'm glad I had that experience. So let me see if I can find my way back to Long Island, and talk to y'all later. Bye. Love you.